Conversation with Vitality versus Big yesterday, but today the difference is the Titans in the server, and you can go player for player, and we definitely will throughout the course of this best of three. But it's playoffs Counter-Strike, baby, and let's get this pistol underway. Vitality on the T start. Cloud9 actually opting to pick the CT side on their opponent's map choice, and that, well, you know, is somewhat unusual for them, right? They do like to start on T side, especially on Inferno in 2023. This is a T-sided map right now. That's a conversation that we'll see can be backed up here by Vitality, as they have all five in Banana looking to execute onto Shiro and Hobbit.
And Hobbit saying in the interview that the way they overcome Vitality and the sheer force of this squad is through communication. Let's see if he can communicate what's coming his way quickly. Smoke on the jiggle.
With a CZ75 as
well.
well.
Yeah, a little bit avant-garde. He's going to have to get that smoke down now. The Julie start to unload. A distraction. Profitable for the CTs, but that's the rundown from ZywOo. Just the Glock required into the site and bomb to be planted. Buster, first man on the scene.
Look at this bucket of utility that Apex has saved here. A smoke, a molly, and a flash still remaining. So a CT smoke can be deployed here. You can see him making his way over towards Emo. He's actually going to flash first, so that's going to soak off a little bit more time. And look at Dupree's flank. It's going to be quite potent here.
I love the util, and it's almost designed to buy time for Dupree. He's got the round-winning opportunity.
And ZywOo's got his Julies off the dirt.
Nice fingertips. Axel through the CT smoke. Caught out. Nice find. Apex delivers. Nafany next victim, and that is the conversion. ZywOo, just a Kevlar vest to start off proceedings. Yeah, does leave with the Julies and 3 kills.
Yeah, well, between ZywOo and Apex, that's all 5. So the Frenchman making light work of Cloud9 here on the pistol round, and that is a great way to kick things off. Now, there has to be a real conversation as we move forward. I was just reflecting back on the Furia versus Cloud9 game, which is what got Furia here. What got Cloud9 here into the semis. Furia, they're
on the brain.
They're done. Furia are done. But banana control for Cloud9 in that game. They were more than happy to give up control, right? They'd throw the standard deep smoke, they'd throw the molly behind the half wall, but Furia were getting control of banana if they wanted it, and that's something let's see if we can get Vitality to exploit here today. Now, the CT setup, as we are on this anti-eco, well, anti-force, as it were, is going to be looking like Nafany and Hobbit more traditionally be, but Shiro, with a scout, doing his best AWP impression. You'll see him moving over towards this side of the map here with an AWP a lot throughout this first half. Axel and Buster is highlighted by the desk. Moving over towards A, and that's a nice tag, a good way to kick off proceedings.
Yeah, that's what he's been waiting for.
There's 3 here to defend for Cloud9.
Apex, he's putting his body on the line. With that smoke up, he will be the first one in, looking for info. There's so many bodies hiding behind these smokes. There's Nafany and Hobbit combined to draw blood first. Awkward for Vitality, trying to recover his ZywOo, surging through the smoke. Nafany hiding in plain sight on the site as the smoke fades. Perhaps he's going to be overlooked as they head deep into the site. Shiro trying to distract.
Nafany.
This is potent. An opportunity to rock the odds. Spinx does chip away at Shiro.
Crazy.
Still catches the rotate. That's the denial from Nafany. Now the rundown. Apex low still. And he's only got one little pistol, won't get him far. It's Spinx's turn for the multi-kill.
That's so crazy. They've got 3 guys in the back line of the site, and Nafany is just hiding, looking around, hoping that he's never assimilated into the Vitality roster.
And we saw Yanko at the desk. I mean, I have to give him props for trying to do live maths, but when you saw those multi-kills, both of them at that kind of 24% or whatever it was incredibly consistent that those 2 names, Spinx and ZywOo, will be providing those multi-frags. And of course, first 2 rounds, both of them posting a triple kill of their own design.
It's been great to see Spinx ascend to this level of form. Well, this is a bit of a classic right here. So back in the day, it was when you knew you were up against full ecos, which was pretty standard into second rounds of Counter-Strike, and this is going back into 1.6 Source or even the early days of CSGO. You could just rock around with a pistol out. And in Oz, we'd call it Money Man, because you'd go out and you'd try and take a bit of a financial decision to make some cash for your team. And that one right there, well, Apex has got 2 nice block kills. And that's the round. So the full eco dealt with. Handy stuff. Yeah,
it's just funny that Dupree and ZywOo were having more trouble with the rifle than Apex did with the Glock. Handles it nicely. A little smile on his face as well as the conversation continues. Vitality to their winning ways. And we have Vitality fans in the crowd. There's no doubt about it. They do seem to have won over the Rio de Janeiro crowd.
Yeah, I think if you just have a star in your team, you get a bit of a ZywOo, you get a bit of a simple. Turns out the people are interested. That is crazy from Apex, isn't it? I know he has the armor advantage there, but still just slaying 2. Beautiful stuff as we do get into the gun round. Shiro's AWP will be out and it'll be part of a 3-man banana defense here. So let's see, do they fight for control or do they just posture towards the top of that half wall? Now, this is the same type of utility that Furia were throwing top banana. They'd lob out that smoke towards the half-wall position, then they'd exchange mollies on either side. But look at ZywOo just surging forward here. Can call for a flash.
Yeah, he's looking for a gap. They're going to look for a boost on Viadamo. Zywu hidden from it. Very exposed if Zywu gets the flash. It's good. Look at that, 3 of them. 3 blind, but Shiro still catches Magisk on the approach. First blood drawn by the AWP, Shiro on his signature weapon, and now Vitality do need to recover. Zywu needs to be bailed out. He's been smoked and likely to be isolated.
I don't know if he needs to be bailed out. Yeah, exactly, because the rotation, Shiro and Hobbit already started cheating back over towards A. They thought they had full banana control, but Zywu was at logs, and now the rotation in question as they're pushing the Hobbit towards step 4, not good for anything.
Yeah, that could have been more. Maybe it should have. Busted to try and pick up the damage control, pick up the slack, a great headshot, and another back-to-back onto Apex. Spinx and Zywu, though, this is quite the potent pairing. Buster's added another to the naughty list onto Spinx. And so Zywu trying to work his magic, but this crossfire, yeah, he's on.
Together, they're going to be separate. Well, you could see there clearly worried about Axel over towards the headshot position. Bullet to the back, and a technical timeout called here just to get things sussed out for the Vitality side. But this was the opening kill from Shiro there onto Magisk. Zywu did good to grab one, but they thought that the gap was over towards A. The rotation was already on its way back, so that was a somewhat potential free bomb site. And a nice one there, you can see the smile on Hobbit's face.
Feels good for Nafany as well when you kind of die to Zywu on what, an overestimation of how much space you had. End up running straight into your stack all the same. So yeah, a win for Cloud9 in multiple facets.
And a good confidence booster for Buster early, right? He's still the newest addition to this team.
And big shoes to fill, you know, big supportive shoes to fill in the form of Inters.
It's crazy, like you get to come in and replace someone who was very solid in that anchor role, but the biggest issue they had with Inters was he wouldn't make decisions on his own volition.
Right.
So it's now you come in and it's, well, hey man, we want you to play these positions and make your own choices. So that's kind of a luxury to have it. Just don't mess it up.
And every time I hear people talking about playing with Buster, you know, when I talk to the Akinders of the world, you talk to the James, whoever has had the opportunity to play with him, it's often regarding as just someone who's incredibly self-sufficient. You know, he's never going to tilt. He's never going to be mad and overbuy or whatever it may be. He is incredibly consistent in that respect, and that's something I'm sure a lot of people admire and look for. Action early. Nades exchange, but Magisk unscathed. He's up towards banana half wall, and we'll just take that space.
Oh, nice little harassment from top mid here. So they threw out the Molotov to deal with Chicken Pit to make sure that you can't be aim-mapping, you know, crouching and standing up and tapping away. They took a peek or two, then a deep nade for light softening damage here, but banana control again. Well, it's Vitality's. Now this is the question, do they want to have any follow-through here? As a part of what I said about that Furia game could have played into Vitality's mindset. They have to fight for banana control, surely. But not to be the case here. An explosion on the cards. The bomb's still deep. They've forced out some util, so keeping this 3-pronged defense on the B side honest for now. Nafany's still here with a full belt of utility. Molly, a smoke, and even a flash to boot. Hobbit has a molly as well, and well, Shiro, the AWP, so that's going to do all the conversation for him. And you can see
communication.
Exactly, and this is if the A defenders are feeling pressure, if they've heard anything, if there's any smokes. They are playing a very passive stance, so top mid is in the dark here. But if you're going to take top mid control, you need a long smoke, exactly like that, and in the modern meta, a molly under porch, but I don't think there's enough util for that as Magisk. Just standing tall to the top of banana baits out more util.
I like this. You see Nico go for plays like this, just keeps the rotation housed. Axel from the pit position.
Got to deal with him.
Does get one, but still Axel a nuisance. Still a problem for this push. The molly does limit his options. Up and over. Apex looking for him. Can't find him. Elevated on the bicycle. As Zywu wants to Hobbit, but Axel posts his third. This is all Axel on the pit position. Locks down the site. Wins the round for C9.
That's exactly what you need from Axel. Just locking down this side of the map almost single-handedly there. Riding his bike all the way to victory.
Oh, you can see the pressure on Apex. If he could bring down Axel, he knows he's on a timer as well. But if they could, that's a bomb site, that's a post plan, that's a different round. Axel, survival and lethality. Beautiful.
And another tech called here. So desperation stations for that one. But just, yeah, you can see that the first was easy. The second, just weaving between these smokes. The third, well, Apex had to look for something considering the time, and the shot into Zywu was great. So Spinx can just take this one in as they do try and rectify whatever issues seem to be plaguing him right here, right now. I think it's a mouse issue.
Something to do with something is my analysis.
We're seeing if is this a longer dongly boy? Because it might be the mouse having some interference. This is the new age, guys. We're all discovering at home when you're playing with your wireless headset, your wireless keyboard, and your wireless mouse. It doesn't really interfere with anybody else's. But here we've got 10 players.
Honestly, mad respect to the referees as well. Because like I get stressed fixing my own tech issues. Right. You know, like I'm banging my head on the table and I'm getting frustrated. Having to do it when there's a whole game on pause. mad respect for doing so and keeping your cool. Especially because computers are a mystery. You know, sometimes the same computer, the next day, you've turned it off, and then you've just turned it on again, and it decides it's having a bad day.
Yeah, this is Chad and Alex's tech tips. Ours are from the vantage point of cavemen who like to smash their face into the keyboard.
Yes.
But yeah, troubleshooting things with PCs has always been a bit of a rough one for me. I remember I was playing a tournament from home and my computer died and I needed to then head to the shops and buy parts because I couldn't just buy a pre-built back. This is how long ago it was.
Yep.
So then I had to build a computer and I couldn't get it done. And my girlfriend at the time, her brother was into PC, so she took it overnight to get it fixed.
Oh, that's a clutch.
Brought it back and I could play the next day, but that's after staying up till about 4 a.m. I think we still won the tournament.
Mad respect.
Yeah,
Hooked up.
got the hook up there.
This one looks to be the equalizer. Cloud9, they've managed to win the joust with Vitality. Those compromised, what is it, 2 pistols and rifles in the previous, this time even less so.
Well, if you're going to invest into a Galil like this on Magisk, you do need to get something out of it. It needs to be a kill or 2. A plant would be fantastic here. But if you're going to make an investment like this, the reason is you want to keep that economy low. So this can't be in vain, right? You can't squander around like this in terms of just rolling over. You get nothing out of it. Magisk is going to be operating with very little into the next.
I've loved the Cloud9 setup. It's just changed every single round in consideration.
He's going to jump into this? Or is he looking for someone's head to land on here? Look at this meeting we're having. What?
Iru launched over the scope. Okay, quick pace, quick snap from Nafany as he's breaking necks. Dupree singed and executed, and there's more for that for Shiro. That Galil out of Magisk does find one in the feed, and now Spinx onto another.
And
now they get the plant.
Beautiful.
Wow, it looked like they were going to leave with nothing, Chad, but they have managed to recover it off the back of Spinx.
Into the AWP, maybe. Here we go.
Okay, Spinx, no slouch.
2 bullets in this.
2 bullets, 2 opportunities. He is getting wrapped on Hobbit, and a good timing from him. And so Vitality probably not going to be too upset with the way in which they leave that round. Couple of kills and the bomb plant loss bonus swelling.
Well, you take a look now. Magisk has $350 to his name. With the loss bonus, he now is going to be able to get the same type of buy. The loss bonus and the plant, mind you. Without that plant, without that kill, he would have been sitting a whole lot lower than he is right now. So with about 3,500, he can get a Galil or he can get a Mac-10, operate with something. It was a nice little pre-rehearsed maneuver they had there to try and get that opener. There was a lot of conversation about it before it went underway, but Cirque du Soleil would be proud.
Probably hyper aware of Shiro's flight paths, typical angles he'll be holding. That AWP on Coffins, just jumping over the scope, very cool.
Okay, well, let's see how they want to open up this round. They do have the Mac-10 in the hands of Magisk, but they're not going to use it aggressively. It's just going to be Zywoo to throw out some defensive utility here, and they're going to get the pallet boost for the T-Stairs pick. There isn't an AWP on the other side, and if Magisk isn't aware of this, he will just get pipped at the post.
Yes, the extra elevation really catches you off guard. You're normally quite aware of when you're exposed.
There it is.
And he does hit the shot. Magisk alive, though. And it's Dupree whose fate is sealed first.
Oh, Spinx might get wrapped on here by Buster, who's investigating out the window. That's the bomb, and just not spotted here, but he's hearing an awful lot.
This could be round defining.
Hello.
Yeah, that's too easy. Magisk caught on the mantle. A forward position from Buster. Immediate trade out of Spinx. A good claw back, but we'll need more.
It feels like Spinx has done an awful lot of work in this round to draw that kill back. With all that presence towards apartments, they have to respect it on A, which means they're going to stay quite tight with this defense from Shiro and Axel. Now it means a 2v3 execute on the B site. So I know it's only 1 kill, but it just means that Cloud9 can't be as free here.
Well, and they're technically going to have the numbers advantage if they group and execute. It's a 2-2 split of their defensive resources.
They're going to have to go through this.
With 40 seconds left, yeah, Nafany, he does release it.
Flash and go as a unit, you have to.
Yeah, actually, Hobbit's on the reload now. There might be their go sign. Here they come, Spinx and Zywoo. Advancing forward, smoke is up.
Boost to be naughty.
Could work out nicely. But there's no contact on one side. Surely attention will be drawn. No, backs are turned. They're not ready. Perfect find from Hobbit. And a 2-man advantage. Can they get that bomb down uninterrupted? Nafany doesn't think so. Goes aggressive. Forces him off the bomb. Nafany can still disrupt further. That's nice from Spinx. Might facilitate the plant. Hobbit. Oh, he gets it. And they can't stop the plant, but they can get the round. Another one for Cloud9. A quick response.
Beautiful. 4 in a row here. Going to be taking the lead early on in this one. And they're hard-fought rounds, right? I understand that they had that 2-man advantage thanks to Buster, but 1 drawn back. And then, as you mentioned, it was a number advantage execute in towards that site. Another plant, though. So at least there's been success for that as far as Vitality penetrating into the site. So that is a positive for their buy department. I believe with the purchase that we're seeing come on through now, that Vitality want to prioritize the AWP into the next round because they've invested in a bunch of Tech-9s, 1 AK for Spinx. ZywOo yet to buy here. So what that is telling me is next round they want to bring out ZywOo's AWP or make sure they have all the util for a full set default round. But regardless here, it is going to be a bit more conservative in the approach. And finally, Nafany playing for full banana control. And yesterday he did this as well when it was a lighter buy from Furia.
Oh, good flash, and yeah, good headshot as well. Hobbit will keep us level, spraying through that smoke. You can see, despite Nafany's best efforts, that flash was destined for glory.
I said yesterday, it was during the group stage. I'm getting all of my days confuddled.
We had that lovely day off. That really rattled the system.
It did. So a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's just Axel on A right now.
It is, but do they have the cojones to just walk dry around those corners?
Well, they have plenty of util to make their presence known here and even isolate, but it depends on this push from Banana. Hobbit and Shiro have called it clear. Buster rotating on over. They are up top mid now. Axel could delay. Look at all the util he has. Defensive one-way smoke, and Molly. He has to know something's coming. Now Banana's been called clear. He has to know.
He's got so many nades on his belt loops, but yeah, that smoke, you mentioned it, it's been dropped out. Now the incendiary.
That's the round, surely.
Tucked into Cold Zera. Very limited resources and running out of players. Apex brought down to just 12 HP. Nade could finish. And a quick headshot. Axel multi-kill again. 2 for 2. They come to his site and he rejects their request.
That's just well handled thanks to information. So a well-timed banana push there means that Axel is on high alert. Defensive utility drops, stalling them out, allows time for the rotation to come through. And then in the bottleneck, they're desperate to find that solo fight and just get mowed on down. And that's going to force the first tactical timeout here from Vitality. This is their map choice. So now that they're 2 rounds down after the pistol with the conversions, they feel they need to get some gun rounds going before this is going to get a little bit too late. So as mentioned, plenty of cash was brought into this round. ZywOo with 5.6, he will be opting for the AK and full util.
Okay. The plan's been made. Groove on the mic for Cloud9 as well.
So ZywOo and Magisk are usually partnered up to get this banana control, and they have both opted for HEs as part of their utility belt. So let's see if they use those early to chunk down top banana, or maybe it could be a little bit later to deal with an AWPer on a corner. The way that teams use util now on the T side of Inferno, I think that's one of the key reasons that this map has started to gear up T side. Not only are retakes very difficult, but I just think with how good the teams are with banana combo util sets and how to react off the defensive ones coming their way, it's beautiful, right? It would be great to get a pro just breaking down all the different variations because there's so much nuance to it that we couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, and it happens just so swiftly, so consistently. That's great. They force Buster away from the bridge position. Now Dupree already occupies bedroom. Not making a secret out of it.
Dear.
Oh, that's a nasty one to stomach. But quick response. Spinx was in the apartments too, and he has gone hunting. This time for heads. Hobbit dead.
They know Buster was here still.
Massive.
They can swarm him right now.
He's low as well. He's got a lot to do and not much health to do it with. Spinx trying to dismount. Once he gets his boots on the ground, Buster knows.
Buster screwed, surely.
You'd think so, but where's the support? ZywOo's taking his sweet time. The rest going through apps, they know it's clear. The best path of least resistance. This opportunity. That's a clean one. Damn, Spinx. Where'd you find that? And finally, Apex puts the cherry on top because they are cooking.
Yeah, Shiro should be saving here. You can see him coming over to investigate, maybe get an exit kill or two, add those to the stat lines, but a 1-on-4 situation with that bomb down on A. No, thank you. Spinx is on the gear here today. Big 3-piece feed right there, and that is the conversation. Well, into the gun rounds now.
Yeah, I do love the way his teammates are talking about it as well. You know, it's players that have done it. When you hear Dupree and Magisk talk about, yeah, well, we told him he had to be a superstar, and a superstar needs to know what a superstar needs to do.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's because they've lived it. They've lived that. It's magical. Let's not forget when Magisk Boy came in and it was just like a straight catalyst to world domination.
Yeah,
I just called him Magisk Boy.
Yeah,
but that's what he was.
Right, back in the day he was. He's only evolved to this as he's gotten older. So that's a nice round from Vitality indeed, but I'm curious how that changes the defense here for Cloud9. You see how far forward they've been in a few of these rounds. So we saw the pallet boost where Buster got a kill. He was then happy to push into Boiler here again, and that was Axel pushing through a smoke after they get the kill onto Dupree right there. So you are seeing exchanges a little bit more offensively towards Halls and Boiler on a consistent basis so far in the early stages of this first half. Now Groove He's going to be the one taking the timeout here. There is so much history with these coaches on the stage here today. These are coaches who were once upon a time players, well-known in their regions, well-known globally, and have left a lasting legacy on Counter-Strike till this very day.
Yeah, and any old League of Legends fans, you know, we may be getting some gray hairs at this point, but he was also one of the founding members of the dominant Gambit, where they took over the world. He was part of the coaching and general managing staff. He's been around the block as Groove. That's for real, for real.
Well, this is looking very real right now. Vitality win this round. They are going to send Cloud9 into some economic turmoil. Now, there's only Axel and Shiro with residual cash here. Hobbit in that middle ground. If they lose the site early, expect a Cloud9 save here, as we do get a flurry of nades exchanged to Banana. Magisk gonna hide in plain sight behind that smoke. Will weasel forward and gets behind the half wall. Meantime, Dupree up to his usual antics over towards Boiler, getting control alongside of Spinx. So you can see the combos here. Apex deflects between both ZywOo Magisk. That's the Banana combo. Dupree, Spinx working Boiler and Halls. And now they've got control of real key real estate. It's a very passive setup from Cloud9 across the map. No top mid info, no Banana info here.
Plenty of nades and plenty of time. Vitality, though, with their claws already into top Banana. That util, though it may be intimidating, has not achieved too much.
Looks like they're backing off from A right now, so Dupree's just jumped out of Boiler. He's going to throw some top mid util here. Spinx also spamming and keeping up a lot of noise, so they've shown the hand of the top mid control here. But if we go for this B execute looking likely, and Shiro and Nafny don't get equal trades, you're likely to see Hobbit, Buster, and Axel save. So it all comes down to the fights towards B, unless there's any hijinks in the rotations in the next few seconds.
Yeah, this is good util. It's forced them to acknowledge the potential for A. An under-guarded B bomb site.
They're going to explode behind the smoke here. It's about to go down. Hobbit's coming back.
Nafny, there's so much required of him, and that's a big star from Nafny. Oh, he can't finish his meal. Shiro can, though. Hobbit all the way from downtown hits it on the CT smoke. Apex trying as hard as he can. Does foul the AWPer at the back of the site. That should facilitate the plant. That's risky from Spinxy. And that's the end of it, surely. Apex, the ball's on you to go across. Yeah, Hobbit will catch him. And you know what? It favored Vitality. I can't help but give extra credit to Hobbit. That contribution on the way back into the site, rotating CT. He catches one on the spray.
Yeah, we know how difficult it can be to retake those sites, right? So it is important to get those kills on the way in. You can see Shiro, he knew that he was dead. He may as well fight and get what he can, and just stands in those flames, eventually goes on down. So good stuff. Everybody for Cloud9 responding to B contributed. And that's what made it a whole lot easier for them to make that possible. So a really nice round considering the circumstances. They were pulled around by that top mid utility that Vitality had lobbed out, but just not clean enough on those entries. Cloud9 will respond and retain a 2-round lead at this point, 6-4. The score's on the door. And everybody from Cloud9 contributing here. Nobody is caught slacking right now. You've got the high end at 9 kills and the low end of Nafny at 5. Everybody's been able to have their moments so far.
Ooh, Axel, aggressive. ZywOo, the head-to-head we wanted, and it's ZywOo that bests him. Willing to take that early engagement, punish. A change of pace from Cloud9. Can they build upon it? Aggression everywhere.
Yeah,
ZywOo
fighting.
He's cognizant of the presence. Smoke will reveal Nafny's intentions as he does retreat.
I did like that, right? This is a set move that Cloud9 have for aggression. Axel pushes mid and Buster goes to Graveyard and throws that deep T-Says smoke that you saw. But rumbled there, and Vitality handled it well with defensive utility. Now they corral towards long ahead of this Hobbit. He's been pushing through these smokes and will again. Hobbit with one and done.
Yeah, but still Nafny contributes. They're doing so much. Keeping Vitality, keeping a lid on this squad. Bait the shot, Shiro. Unable to convert. Revealed his presence in the pit, and he's going looking. He wants answers. They're not expecting this. Not from Shiro. And Magisk, oh, he's lucky to be alive. Clipped through the wall. 1 HP on that bomb carrier. Spinx precise as always. Catches Buster going looking in library.
Oh, it's all going to be on Nafny here. The mid-to-B call has been made, but look at Nafny tucking in towards the back of site. Dark is his play. Low HP, 31 points of health in total. A kill, 2. That would make this possible as they fumble the smoke. They have to go up the guts now.
Ooh, Nafny. He's going to be cleared. Timing is everything, as is precision. Can ZywOo catch this on the refrag? Good for it. But Shiro makes things interesting as Spinx and Shiro about to lock horns. A battle of wits between these two, and look at the aggression. Shiro wants to keep him trapped, and he's missed his first. Spinx to finish with a headshot and flourish. It's Shiro to secure it. Cloud9 running it away with this CT side.
Yeah, Nafany did great from the back of the site. I know it was only one kill, and that fumbled smoke from Vitality, they didn't smoke off towards Ruins, and it landed in the middle. It had a massive gap right there that you saw Shiro punish ZywOo through. So great stuff. And I think with this Cloud9 team right now, I'm seeing a couple more risks being taken through pushing through smokes or taking fights. Here's another one from Hobbit. Think about the amount of times over towards B he's been pushing through coffins, taking a fight, right? And here's that flub smoke. So yeah, just bounds there. And that's not where that was meant to go. And look, whether or not that ended up costing them in a big way, it put a smile on Hobbit's face. He's happy with how things are unfolding here. Cloud9.
I love that. It's like they genuinely hit the aggression button for that entire round. And now for Vitality, you can't help but the little itch at the back of your mind. Are they doing it again? On the boost on the half wall, Nafany been caught out, but Shiro, the bodyguard, the perfect switcheroo.
Lured into that, wasn't he, Matt? Just thought he had enough there to try and finish off that frag. Instead, punished, and now the number disadvantage against Vitality here. So having to scramble across the map here in a 4-on-5 disadvantage situation. You do have the banana control again, but do you want to try and execute once more? You've had varying success here.
There is an opportunity. If they go now, yeah, Nafany's been knocked off his perch. Shiro as well. The flash is great from Vitality, gives them space, but losing bodies. ZywOo trying to find something, but Nafany comfortable. And it's all good in the Cloud9 hood. A one-out defense and already smashing through. That's 12 rounds in play, 8 already in the bank for Cloud9.
Now, this is a conversation that's probably best kept for the podcast and the desks, maybe even the forums here, but something else to be considered with Cloud9 not making the major. You have to think with VP being in that same conversation, what type of change-ups are going to be coming from the region, right? Cloud9, sure, you've heard from them. They haven't even had that conversation in post-mortem to go, hey, boys, you know, this is where we felt we went wrong. They're here just competing, playing the tournament that's in front of them, and maybe playing for some of the players, their life in the team, the future of this roster, because things could change. You consider that we don't know exactly when we're going to make our way into Counter-Strike 2, but that transition is probably the perfect time if teams are looking to make changes. So for Cloud9, a great performance here might be doing a lot for the shelf life of this current 5-man squad. There's that opener.
Yeah, Nafany does so well onto ZywOo as well. Had full vision, know where he was. Still Nafany wins the duel with the M4.
I feel like if Vitality want to try and do something a little bit more direct here out the gates, or completely take the pace out of it.
Okay.
It's 3 through second mid. This is very A-centric right now. ZywOo's not doing the banana control, so they're faking that they're fighting for banana control, which they have been getting. It's 4 players over towards A already. Cloud9 are reading this like an absolute book. 3 players stacked up towards the short side with this porch setup, and the AWP in the perfect position towards long. If it's an apartment's pop and they get the pick control, there's going to be so many players for them to deal with from that short side.
I wonder if it's in Vitality's interest. If they think they've got pulled the wall over their opponent's eyes, would you wallbang? Or just go contact? Here it is, out the apartments. A gamble of 4 from Cloud9. They're in the right place. They need the right result. Dupree into Mini. No contact yet. Buster trying to extinguish, play around the smoke. Still trading places. Into the site. This next engagement will determine so much. A spray, Shy, Hobbit over. It's Dupree to catch him. More bodies found on the edge of the smoke. It's Dupree, Magic where the Danes have done it. Straight in. It's Shiro and Nafany to try and get back in. He's forward of this. He's going to get flashed in. Nafany, the impact again! And it's only Magic. Could he do it? 1v2. Shiro misses the shot, running him down, and does it with the pistol.
They're not giving a chance to breathe here. I'm getting caught off guard by these pushes every single time because it's so not Cloud9.
You and me both.
They're just going. They're just gone. Straight through the smoke, taking the fight, not giving a second to breathe. And to be honest, they just bailed Buster out because he made some faux pas right there in that position. The flash came over. He missed his molly. He was burning to his own molly by the hay bales. Then he extinguished it, which created a small avenue that Vitality could have as a death alley and line up all those frags. That is not how that round should have unfolded whatsoever. Fortunately, Nafany and Shiro had something to say.
Whoo-wee.
They've got some fire in the belly here today. 9-4. Again, another round where the bomb's gone down. As this is a map we're talking about retakes being pretty difficult. Well, Cloud9, they're making it jarring before the bomb goes down and setting themselves up for very, very winnable scenarios in the post plant.
5 of their 9, Chad, by defuse. It's not like Vitality haven't been getting into the sites, but yeah. Those fine margins. Look at the damage from that early HE barrage.
They're just going to go A here.
Yeah, well, Hobbit and Buster are hoping so. 2-man long setup. Buster spotted out. Apex trying to go aggressive early. Hobbit to take a cursory glance, covered by Dupree.
Hello.
Nice find. Axel down on the balcony side. It's still Buster on A. Apex was spotted perhaps. No, didn't see him. Didn't see him. A free frag for the Frenchman. And already the A site, you'd think, rumbled.
Maybe a save here.
Not much for him on the way in.
Well, this is the thing, right? Considering how close some of these rounds have been, I'm not sure if they want to go for a round like this. I'm sure they'd love to give it a crack, but a 2-on-4 situation, I think that's a no-no right now. This is only the second gun round in this half from Vitality. But if they manage to get to a 9-6 scoreline, I know it's not a half win, but it is enough. It's more than enough to pull things back, regardless of this being T-side map in 2023.
He's looking for util.
It's a deep back site plan as well, so a few of them should be able to live over towards the pit position. You can see them starting to back on off ever since that radius changed. If you get a backside plant, you're all good still towards the pit. You can see 3 of them with that luxury. Apex even on a bit of a hunt over towards CT spawn, and well, there will be enough to get Cloud9's final round bye going here. They can drop a few guns across, so there's not going to be any issues in that regard. So a very well-managed save there. With all the damage that round started off with, you really thought it was going to go one way and not the other.
Right.
So Vitality, they finally get a bit of luck going their way.
Can they do it twice in a row, though? It's been quite difficult for them. We haven't seen 2 consecutive gun rounds. Now is the opportunity.
This one's not as direct. This one's more of a default here.
Now Banana. It's the Zywoo project once more. Smoke forced out of Nafany. They haven't committed with the bomb, but they want to make this convincing.
This is the thing. This is one of the things we talk about as part of your default. If a team that likes to hold on utility, which Cloud9 clearly are, you have to be threatening enough that they will expend that, because your late round is going to be miserable if they have a bunch of smokes and Molotovs left over. So good pressure. And also in that environment, if you get that pick, you can follow through. But here comes the follow through on towards A. To force the rotation, Vitality have done a good job again of forcing Cloud9 around the map.
This will be the execute, and actually they've done a very good job of keeping the feet planted. In pursuit of 6. A very competitive scoreline. Shiro to disrupt though, and Zywoo who hits the first bullet. That will deter the AWPer. Forces him backwards. They try and get past the line of fire. Dupree steps back into it.
Mid to B from
Buster.
the Woo.
And yeah, mid to be on the Woo, but it's Nafany that spotted you. He's going to have to wrap Library. Bomb into the site. Shiro still trying to hit his shots, and Dupree continues to build into the round. A double from the Dane. It's Zywoo to secure it, but still Axile a problem. Can they plant safe? Yes, they can. Apex provides that, and a great headshot on top of it. Leaves it all onto Hobbit for the finish. Could happen. No, it's only on the one-on-one. Hobbit 15 frags and counting. Can Zywoo save Vitality? A safe pair of hands if ever I saw one. 9-6 is where we leave it on the half.
Cloud9 looking to turn those tears to cheers as they've got the first half, wow, under their belt. 9-6 the scores on the doors on Vitality's map pick. We're here in the semi-finals. I'm joined by Machine. We're about to get this second half underway. And it looks like Cloud9 have come in today ready and raring to fight.
Oh, 100%, especially when playing against such a notable name. Team Vitality, their opponent. In 6 rounds, has managed to flip those odds. Vitality came in as the bookmaker's favorite. Cloud9 taking the edge after a strong performance in our first half.
Yeah, and they could only use, recent form of these teams, considering they haven't played in, over 400 plus days, these two squads. So interesting to get this head-to-head here today. We won't be getting it in a couple weeks' time at the major. Yeah,
well, the fans have been robbed. There's been a couple of chances where we were supposed to, or it looked like we were going to get it, but now we do. A Vitality Cloud9 head-to-head, and hopefully we get all 3 maps. This Vitality's pick, so let's see if they can get that defense started. Will it be 100% pistol conversions for the international squad?
Well, they have 2 nades over towards B on Magisk and Apex, which is currently where the hit is looking like it's coming on down. Now, is it for the denial of the plan, or is it in the choke point? We're about to find out.
Very vogue right now. P250 on Shiro and a very jumpy Axile.
Nades do not a lot. Ooh, second one bad.
Oh, Buster. Hurting. Magisk dead. It's Axile. Opens up the account. A 4-on-4 post plant. Rotate all through Speedway. Apex waiting. He's going to try and flash the boys through.
Yeah, precisely here. Backing off to get the best trajectory he can. This is going to be over the top for the Ruins position. They're going to fight from coffins as a pack.
Axile has the opportunity to react. And the smoke had faded. Mistimed on that one. Don't have that potency now. They do have a kit. Bomb ticking away. Who blinks first? Oh, Shiro is the one to pull the trigger. Nice one back from Apex, but it's all in vain. He's too far away, no teammates, and one more bullet will do it. As Apex hasn't got the time nor the hope for another pistol. It will be the double digits immediately, and Shiro's running him down. He wanted to take it all away, gets away from the bomb. Buster not so lucky.
Yeah, one of the details there of why the nades both didn't really combine for an awful lot in a combo of damage there was just because of how close Cloud9 managed to get before giving away any of the details there. You can see the very passive line that Magisk was holding. Well, the way that they maneuvered, the flight paths that they took there, it meant that as soon as they spotted, they were already in. So it was so difficult to defend that site. Really nicely done there from Cloud9, and well, they might be getting across the line here quite quickly as we do have Vitality into a force bite. So I were with the noob tube, the alligator.
He's got the nude noob tube.
Is it skinless?
No Kevlar.
Oh. Sorry, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, less clothes.
Less
clothes. He's not nude. I mean, as you can see.
No, but you bang on there. We call it glass cannon, naked open.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's a good gun for the position. I think we've seen Simple do something similar to this before.
Does require them to be pushing out of that door.
Precisely.
Rotations elsewhere, not going to be so fun. And
look at the bravery.
Oh, he's cheeky. He's a cheeky, beaky boy, is Axile, as he's walked through the smoke.
Round's over.
Confirmed it's clear. Now they get the util, and as Chad Birchall has prophesied,
sorry, everyone.
We're going to have a unicorn here, unless Magisk does try and kick up a fuss. So he's having a look. Oh, that's a shame.
And that's the round. All right, cool. We'll see you guys in about, I don't know, 60 seconds, because the bomb hasn't been planted just yet. Here we go. Maybe, okay, not 60, 50. We'll see you in 50 seconds. Now, I would advise, I know we're here in a semi-final, but, you know, maybe you're just getting ready on your Saturday. You must be the afternoon for a lot of the Europeans.
Yeah, so, you know, make sure you've had you started with some water.
Yeah, this would be a great time if you did need to go grab a drink, run to the fridge, and you wanted 60 seconds. This would be the chance. So go do that, maybe quickly trot off to the bathroom. We will have a carried through round from Vitality here if they can hold on to these goodies. But Shiro and Buster are having a bit of a look with the Mac 10. So will they send him in? I think Shiro's going to use him as a bit of bait here. Come on, go on in, man.
He's got him on his reel, hasn't he?
Go on in. It's all right.
Just got him on the line.
Come on. No, that's not. No.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, all right.
Alrighty then. That's a nice big gap that Cloud9 have managed to manufacture. A 5-round void between them and their op.
Get very scared going into the next map here. Vertigogo coming up next. And could be sending Vitality packing here in the semi-finals. I did like that graphic they have that highlights all these teams and the last time they won a trophy. Because they've all won trophies in somewhat recent history, I suppose. Obviously, yeah, for Vitality, that was the Pro League Season 16 finals where they were able to scoop one up.
Well, the shotgun didn't reveal itself once. Will it get a chance to snap its jaws shut on a couple? Apex just trying to catch the timing on those nades. He wasn't too far off, but Nafany has his safe haven. And look at this, a nice little smoke cache.
Here we go.
And it is a chance for ZywOo's shotgun. Don't forget, no armor on this one. If Hobbit pulls the trigger first, ZywOo's a dead man.
Don't do us like this, Hobbit. Just go have. Oh, that's a terrible smoke. That's a what?
Grand Canyon of a gap.
He's heard that. He's communicated it here, so should get another one in his hands quite quickly here to the redeploy. This you'd be hoping to block with. You really don't want them to swell into that site. I think that's a USP. You need to ward them off. You need to send them packing. A little bit neater on that one, you know, wanting to keep the gap for information purposes. So he has been able to obtain a little something here.
And he's got one more as well for good measure.
This one is the most defensive of the bunch, but it looks like Vitality are going to gamble incorrectly yet again.
Feels like they've sussed this one out. It feels to them as if it's one player with 3 smokes. An Apex caught walkabout. That's lovely from Hobbit. He can continue to apply the pressure to this A stack. He's getting all that information and just Magis found. Oh,
wait, they're dropping back.
They are playing some brilliant counter.
Look where the bomb is right now.
Yeah, they were about to walk into the trap, and there's still a chance for the jaws to snap onto Shiro's head. One. And you'd think
look how close this plan is.
Just about getting it down.
Look how close that was.
Bloody hell.
That was, what, a second and a half there from being an absolute calamity for Cloud9.
Yeah, he's found himself an AK as well for his Deagle work, so Spinx definitely going to be happy with taking that through.
That would have been crazy if they rotated back. Like, you could see that indecision in those final moments because there was no resistance for Hobbit other than that Apex kill, and then they were strolling into B but didn't see anything and didn't know it was clear.
I reckon it was a Nafany moment where he's just shouting, like, as fast as he can, get your asses over to B. Running around, he's seen every corner, and he can still see his minimap. They were heading down mid. Just enough time to rectify. And ZywOo does go down eventually, but Spinx holding on to the premium real estate. That is the AK-47, brings that through. And gap extended. 12 secure.
Oh, this is where if Vitality want to voice any concerns here in map number 1, it needs to begin. It's the first full bite. Have all the bells and whistles they would require. M4s across the board. That saved AK for Spinx, and ZywOo brings out the AWP immediately here.
Do you think we give enough flowers to Hobbit for what he provides to this team? Like, in terms of just the sheer consistency, backbone style. He's not always in the superstar roles, but sometimes has the superstar score.
Well, he's actually meant to be part of the star trio of this team, and he did have a bit of a dip-off for a while there. So there's a reason his name hasn't been the top of the pops, right? But if he can find that form, well, that's when this team becomes extremely threatening.
Yeah, he's in comparison to the last 3 months, his rating at this event's been high, and Shiro high over the smoke. Gets boosted up. Oh, speculative shot converted. This is brutal. The nade might even chase him away. Spinx has to hide away, and this is a wide open B site right now.
Yeah, they have to save, but this is the issue. There's so much time on the clock. Once they waltz on in towards B, and they know that sector is clear, that is going to be helped on out by the spam from Dupree. You can see this net that Buster and Hobbit, yeah, you didn't even get to use the U2. You had no opportunity. There's over $1,000 right there that wasn't spent, being very wasteful Vitality. But this is the thing. I was saying where Buster and Hobbit were positioned, they could even look to try and deny some of these rifles. And I couldn't really make an argument for them not trying at least for one of the fights here. This is a 13-6 scoreline now. It's a 7-round lead. I know they don't have a huge bank, right? That would be the only prickly part of people would be saying, okay, no, but that's why they shouldn't chase.
Right.
But if you can take away one of these guns, even with the max loss bonus into the next, Vitality's buy is going to be looking a little bit sketchy. Look at all the HEs. Like, they could nade bike together. They've got 3 HEs.
I would love to see that. Spinx, he's probably going to get cooked up. 14 HP, Molly, and just like that, they lose 2 more rifles.
That's huge.
That is colossal. Cloud9 take 2 more. And look what it leaves Vitality with. They've got to scratch their heads. I wouldn't be surprised if they took a timeout. Yep, there he is, Sonic gesturing for it.
It's going to be way too late here. Vitality looking out of sorts here. I think this one is heading in the most logical direction here. I don't see any fire starters right now for Vitality. The man that you'd like to show up in this moment would be Zywu. He's only got 11 kills. The best thing here is he's saved the AWP. So if we were going to treat him like we treat superstars, this is his moment in the sun. This is his chance to make a statement. This is where you would hope that either he calls himself into a position to look for some action, or once they find them into the mid-round, he makes one of those crazy plays to shut everybody up.
Right.
Because right now, Cloud9 are rolling over them. And it shouldn't just be Zywu, sure, but there's a reason that you have these type of players, because they can make those mammoth plays to change the course of a game. And right now, this is one-way traffic. As look at this, Groove has just given a nice little slap to the face of Vitality. You take a timeout, you're looking to change things up, well, guess what? We're going to spend 30 seconds now to let you stew in your own juices. You had finished what you had to say. You were ready to go. Now you're questioning. Why are Cloud9 spending these 30 seconds? What are they talking about? What are they predicting? Are they reading us here? Because right now they're owning us.
Yeah, I was talking to Nafany, and one of the main things he said at this level of Counter-Strike is it's not about...
When you know that the AWP was out, so Cloud9 already knew what they had to work with. Now it's at, well, what's going to be around it? Where do we think the money's at? What's the type of play that they like to go for? Where is a position that Zywu would like to look for opening picks? With 4 HEs on the T side out the gates, let's see if they use that for crowd control to deal with this AWP early.
They cannot lose Banana in the way they did the previous.
They're holding onto these nades here. I would be real interested to see if when they do take Banana control, if they do try and nade towards either the sandbag or the top Banana position, because they know they're up against a saved AWP.
So it's a Zywu and Magis combo. Apex holding util.
I think here comes some of these nades, so they're going to have to extinguish something here if they want to help out Magis.
He needs help. Molly isolates him, and that's the flash to swing. Axel's coming, and clearing, and fragging. Zywu not the same though, misses his chance. Boom, just like that, Cloud9 sees the advantage.
You know there was 3B, because you had Apex's flash assist in the kill feed, Zywu shot a bullet, and you killed Magis.
And you have a man advantage.
So right now, yeah, exactly. And you already knew that their buy was going to suck. So at this point, Cloud9 is just about grouping up and finishing together. They've sent the AWP elsewhere. And this is where I was saying Zywu, in terms of the mid-round, having to maybe take a bit of a risk to try and level the playing field. Well, he couldn't be playing more of a passive position with that AWP. So if the fight doesn't come his way, save. Again, the B bomb site looks to be exploited. We saw Magis here on the force buys in both equations. He was just hoping to delay with smokes, got caught off guard. A defensive Molotov here, sure. Buster could extinguish this.
Oh, he's a dead man, Apex, yeah. Just caught and escorted off the premises by Hobbit.
That's 14. All right, well, let's take a little bit of stock, a little bit of inventory so far of what's been going on in this second half. It's going to be 5 consecutive rounds at 5 where the bomb will have detonated, which is fantastic if you're a Cloud9 fan. This is going to mean wonders for their finances. Hobbit with a great game. You were highlighting him. 17 in total, 16 for Shiro, 15 for Nafany, and Axel and Buster on 9. And they're really controlling the tempo of this game. They're the ones who are being more heads up in the type of fights. They're happy to push. They're happy to take the risks. They're looking really, really good right now. And the max loss bonus is in play for Vitality, considering they're yet to win a round in this second half. So guns are not going to be a problem going into the next. Drops available, sure. It's great to get weapons back in your hands. All of those things are great. But at this point, what I would be expecting if I was Cloud9 was something more assertive out of Vitality. Something where they will try and change a gear, be more aggressive, maybe do a stack together or do a push together.
Right.
Because at this point, when you are 14 to 6 down, it's desperate. You can't just sit back and continue to play the standard game. It's not working.
Well, you're running out of opportunities to find a solution. Cloud9 looking indomitable. Very hard to topple Vitality's defense. It needs to be impregnable. Shiro, Molotov down. Some chip damage early, unconfirmed, but look at this gathering.
Swarm them up mid.
They are coming. Spinx to be tested, and it's just as easy as that. Lackadaisical on the jiggle, and one back from Zywu. Any more from the superstar on the orb? Yes, no! Misses it between the wickets. Buster lucky to be alive as Zywu goes for a different type of headshot. Crawling in. They are crawling in. Axel committing. That's the bomb. In towards the mini pit. The smokes have obscured his descent. And it's Zywu. Ooh, it was Hobbit trying to make space. Nice one back from Axel, but Zywu still on that side. Axel in that pit. Multiple fronts, multiple adversaries. Shiro fells another. His AWP, combat AWPing side by side with Axel as they pick apart every single one on that bomb site. Shiro could do it all. And he makes it look...
Closes, yeah.
Oh.
And this is the thing. How can you not enjoy what you're watching right now? That opening pick, they swarmed on up. Sure, that trade back from Zywoo, but it signified exactly where the AWP was. It slowed down for a while, and as Cloud9 dump all of those nades in towards the pit and site, it has to be that finish, especially with Axel dipping in towards the mini pit here, but some fantastic shots. He just went to his home. He just went, hey, I know that I spawned on the other side of the map here, but get me back in a pit. That's where I do my best work.
It's like he's moved out, and then he comes back a year later saying, I wouldn't mind looking around to see how it looks.
Nice place. I liked it here.
Had some memories here.
Well, I think we're on death's door right now for Vitality. Spinx trying the self-boost. I think he sucked the landing on that one.
Yeah. They have to rejig the setup, but also Cloud9, by winning that round, just after exploiting B so consistently, they go to A and say, we can do it there too.
Yeah, so what are you meant to do if you're Vitality? You're weak everywhere right now. You've just been absolutely schooled here today on your map choice, and there was a conversation. I thought it was going to be Anubis would be their map choice, but...
Oh no, it gets worse!
Come on now,
It actually gets worse!
Give them a break!
Oh man! He did the self-boost and gets punished for it.
Yeah.
It's just cruel.
And B's open. Nafany's about to find that out. Apex was hightailing it after that death. They're just taking fights on multiple fronts, so they don't even have to see the baddies. And well, Apex, he's going to have to take a risk.
Yeah, walking through that smoke. Nafany doesn't know. Shiro caught out, but traded.
From the grave.
Of course. Shiro, a little bit of a topspin martyrdom. And that bomb goes in. Dupree and Zywoo, have you got anything to voice concerns about this 16th? It feels imminent. And Dupree, Zywoo walk in, and Hobbit escorts them out. That was Vitality's pick. You wouldn't tell it. You couldn't know it looking at the scoreline. Cloud9 make Vitality feel foolish.